So let's talk about accountants. What does an accountant do for a small business owner? Why do you need them? When do you need to hire one? How much do they cost? How do they get paid? Many different questions. So let's start at the top. What does an accountant do for a small business person? Well, it's quite apparent that an accountant's job primarily is to prepare the tax return. But an accountant for a small business person does some different things, many important things. First of all, the accountant's job for a small business person is to act like the right arm for that small business person, meaning they are your wingman. They are the person who will guide you through those important questions. When should I buy equipment? How should I pay for that equipment? How should I go about taking out a loan? What is the smartest tax move that I can make for minimizing my tax obligations? All of them are relevant to your accountant, and he or she will be able to give you some good advice on maybe you should make that purchase before the end of the year. Maybe you should lease it rather than buying it outright. So your accountant's job is to be that person in your business world who is in touch with you at least quarterly to know what you're doing, and they help you strategize on how to prepare your business for the end of the year tax return, but also more importantly, how to pay yourself. If you're starting a brand new practice, how much should you pay yourself? When do you pay yourself? How do you go about paying payroll, withholding taxes, federal taxes, state taxes on any amount that you pay yourself? When you're buying a practice, instead of setting up a practice or office sharing, which is setting up a practice, but when you're buying a practice, your accountant's job is even more complicated. And I'm not going to go into that in this particular video, but I'll do a separate one on that because there are many different things to talk about there. But your accountant's job is to give you that guidance in an ongoing process through the entire year. Your accountant should be that person that you feel very comfortable talking with. I oftentimes have people ask me, well, how do you pick an accountant? And I say it like this, because this is how I operated. You find that person, you interview multiple accountants, and you find that one that you can talk to, that you can say, I really didn't understand a single thing you just said. Would you please say it again? And your accountant can explain it to you in terms that you understand. Even 25 plus years into business, my accountant oftentimes is explaining things to me. The more complicated my business becomes, the more I have to learn. And your accountant is there to not only give you advice, but also to teach you as you go through the many years of owning your practice. So the way you choose your accountant is to find that person that you feel you can talk to. But equally important, not just any accountant, you want an accountant who is familiar with healthcare. They have many clients who work with chiropractors or acupuncturists or massage therapists, healthcare practitioners in general, because you have specific types of things happening in your business. For example, you have patients who pay cash, you have patients who pay through their insurance, you have patients who maybe pay in a prepaid cash plan. Any one of those things is important information for your accountant. So you want to find an accountant you can talk to and an accountant who's familiar with your industry. So when do you get an accountant? Well, if you're starting a practice from scratch, you're going to want that accountant to come on board as soon as you have the corporation or the LLC formed, and your attorney will help you do that. Your attorney will help you get your federal and state tax identification numbers for your brand new corporation or LLC, and then that information will be given to your accountant. And once your accountant has that information, he or she will set you up in their automated accounting software program. They'll guide you on how to set up QuickBooks or Quicken in your computer system in your office so that you can properly enter money as it comes in and pay bills as you need to. So they're going to teach you how to set yourself up in your computer. So at the end of the year or end of each quarter, you're going to share information with your accountant so that they can then help you file taxes throughout the year as they come due. So one of the questions you should ask is, what does it cost for your services? It's perfectly okay to ask professionals, how much does it cost for the services you provide? Most accountants will charge by the hour for their work, or they will have kind of a set package price for a listed number of services. Filing your tax return, filing your quarterly tax deposits that have to go to the federal government, state government, providing you with financial documents, profit and loss statement, balance sheet throughout the year. So they'll have a shopping list of things that they do and then a flat fee that they charge for that service. So they're either going to have you pay by the hour for the work they do or on kind of a package price. But either way, it's good for you to know upfront, how do you get paid? When do I pay you? So the accountant plays an incredibly important role when starting a business from scratch or office sharing, which is also starting a practice or a business from scratch. And there's somebody that I encourage people to get on board right after we get the brand new corporation or limited liability company formed. So if you have any questions on that, or if you would like the names of a few accountants that I've worked with over the years who are very familiar with healthcare, I'd be happy to give you those names. But again, remember, you have to feel comfortable communicating with this person. Feel like there's somebody you can ask questions and really dig in and learn how to run your business from the eyes of an accountant. Thank you.